Is now treating the attack on a Berlin Christmas market as an act of terror. I'm Eric Bowling in for Sean. Tonight, Kellyanne Conway, Rudy Giuliani, Governor Scott Walker, Laura Ingraham, and Mike Huckabee all join us. But first, German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the country's top prosecutor are now saying terrorism is the likely motive behind the holiday rampage. And according to the Associated Press, ISIS is claiming responsibility for the truck attack. Also tonight, Russian President Vladimir Putin is vowing revenge after the country's ambassador to Turkey was gunned down yesterday. President-elect Donald Trump is reacting to both stories by promising to fight radical Islam, while the White House won't even utter the phrase. Joining us now with reaction is Trump's senior advisor, Kellyanne Conway. Thank you for joining us, Kelly. Big news day. A lot going on in the world. Let's start with the Berlin attack. President-elect Donald Trump says he will fight Islamic terror. He used those two words together. Why did he specifically do that so soon?
Well, it's part of how he ran his campaign and won. People want tough, strong leadership. If you look at the polls, Eric, Americans feel less safe than they did 4 or 8 years ago. Many of them feel less prosperous as well. But, you know, in the last few years alone, we've had radical Islamic terrorists make its way onto our shores here. In San Bernardino, where the woman came through a fiancé K-1 visa. Most Americans didn't even know existed as an option. And, of course, down in Orlando this past May, the worst massacre of its kind in American history, 49 innocent lives being snuffed out by a man who was radicalized as an Islamist on the internet. And so we already know that this exists. We know that those who say that they're the JV team and they're no longer on the advance are just dead wrong. And you see it mostly in Europe. You see Nice and Paris, of course, and Brussels, and now apparently the market in Berlin, Germany. They're non-discriminatory in terms of when they attack, who they attack, but we know why they attack. Because they hate freedom-loving people, and they're on a religious jihad. So
Kellyanne, yesterday the White House said probably terror or likely terror. Donald Trump came out and said, you know what, it's Islamic terror.